Hi. Today I wanted to talk with you about a transaction that I had this morning, an airline transaction, where as another example of providing extraordinary customer service. I have a friend who really books most of his travel on the internet, who sent me an email this morning saying that he had procrastinated, and when he went on the internet, he spent 2 hours trying to find a low fare to Poughkeepsie, New York, of all places. You know, this is one of those shuffle up to Buffalo stories, and he's going to go see his sister in upstate New York, and the airfare was over $800, and he belongs to American's Advantage program, so all the pieces fell into place. So, you know, I did what any of you would do. I signed in my computer and I took a look. And the reason his fare was so high was because he was coming home on a Sunday afternoon. Well, as we all know, there are no discounted seats, especially for August travel from Stewart Newburgh to Chicago. You know, that's an airport where American dominates this market and has no competition, so they're not going to sell the seats off. And so obviously the man didn't want to pay $800 for his ticket. He was looking for a reasonable fare that he probably could have gotten if he had booked this last February, before he even knew that he was going. You know, this is what you have to do these days. So the being extraordinary part comes in because I took my experience and I was creative. I said, well, he's in Stewart Newburgh. What would be so terrible if he took a train to New York and then took the limousine to the LaGuardia airport, or took a car even and paid $100 for the car? And sure enough, I found a low fare on the Sunday return out of LaGuardia, so I was able to fly him into Stewart Newburgh and home from LaGuardia. And I called him up and I presented him with this option, and at the same time also told him about our service charges, which he wasn't used to. I charge $35. My fees begin at $35 for a domestic airplane ticket. And by the time I was done with him, he was happy. He was happy to pay the $35. And as an added benefit, remember I talked before about value-added service? As an added benefit, I called our number at American Airlines and got them to open up the exit row seats for him so that he'd have extra legroom. He's very tall. So by the time I was through with this transaction and had generated the tickets, I won over an internet client. I provided him with extraordinary service, and he was happy to pay the fee. So here's another example of the balance between the service fees that we charge and providing the good customer service.